Hello again and welcome back to Wingot Plays Satisfactory. Between episodes, I have gone and finished building the hypertube lines, and we have built up a substantial stack of computers and of heavy modular frames. To start with, we're going to need 100 computers and 50 heavy modular frames in order to finish unlocking our expanded power infrastructure. And then that will allow us to start building fuel generators and expand our power. At the moment, we're currently generating 1200 megawatts, but with the fuel generators, we should be able to generate substantially more. Let's throw those in there.
Milestone reached. The fuel generator will match power generation to the increased consumption of recently acquired technologies and buildings. Additionally, improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed. Deuterium scanning unlocked.
And we're going to need 5 computers and 10 heavy modular frames per fuel generator. So let's just grab enough to make 10. And then we'll also need to grab some spare motors as well. There we go, 100 heavy modular frames and 50 computers. We've got all the rubber, of course, is already over there, and we've got enough anyway. And then quick wire, we've got exactly enough to make 10. Motors, I think, is in this one here. Nope, that's modular frames. This one has motors. Perfect. So we need at least 150 to make 10, so that's more than enough. Perfect. Now let's take a quick look. We do have copper sheets, so we'll be able to run piping, and that's probably actually the main things. Let's head back over to... In fact, I just want to quickly check. Let's build one here. And it looks like the only input is fuel. I don't think it needs water as well. So this should work perfectly fine. And for now, we will probably just place them pretty much directly on the ground. I did mention, of course, that I had the hypertubes built, and then I'm not even using them. I'm running on foot, not even using the car. So let's pop back and get into our hypertube, because that will take us the whole way much more conveniently. Hypertube. I do like the planets that they added to the skybox. The only one visible at the moment seems to be that satellite planet. And there you go. This goes all the way, of course, to our our oil production line. And there we go. Perfect. So we've got over here the fuel being produced here, and this can produce 40 fuel per minute. If we then try to put some fuel generators down, we will be able to see, I am just wondering about placement. Let's see, what do we have? Out here we've got a lot of space. So it might actually be worth running the fuel out to here and building them here on top of the water. Later on, we'll probably want to use that water for actual water extraction. But for now, I think this space will work perfectly fine for our fuel generators. And then the goal will be to put the fuel generators basically here. So we want the edge, in fact I think we probably want the middle there. And then if we pull it forward one, that should be in line with the edge there. Cool, I think I'm happy with that. And then we basically just want to copy that across. Too deep. Okay. Boom. Good. Now the question is, how much fuel will these use? It doesn't clearly say. So instead what we're going to do is we will just bring some fuel in, and then we can worry about actually lining it up. Also, let me just quickly put that there so that I can make this easier. Oh, right, it doesn't line up with that. Okay, makes sense. And then we can go right there. And there. And there. And then, I don't think I can cut these down. No, I definitely can't. So then, can we noblist them down is the next question. No. Okay. So, and then the last question will be, can we build through them? No. Ooh, actually. Looks like it worked. Perfect. Then that gets to go here. Okay, let's feed some pipeline into all of these. And then see how we go with power. In fact, I think to start with, I just want one. We'll do just the one to start with. Oh, that's out of line. Perfect. And then that can go over to here. And down to here. Oops. And then, boom. Cool, so that should now be getting fuel. Except it's going up. Yeah, except it's got head lift. Let's change this. Let's get rid of the head lift by just making it basically flat. Good, now it's getting fuel. It's going to use 12 per minute, and I said we're making 40 per minute. So we can easily run 3 off of this single. That is, of course, assuming that these never overfill. And I think over here, the rubber is all backing up. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need a awesome sink to sink the excess. But for now, let's quickly run a power line all the way across to our fuel generators. I think, yeah, the connection's up here, so we can run this to, let's go there, boom. Perfect. Now, up there. Oh, I don't have iron rods. I doubt I can make iron rods at the moment. In fact, to even make a craft bench would require iron rods. So, is that in the right spot? It does look like it is. Let us quickly go here and expand the power infrastructure so that we get the second one up and running. Perfect. And so those together are making 300 megawatts. And so with just 2 of them, we've increased our power capacity by 25%. If we pop over to here as well, these are still running because we still need plastic, because that's what we've been using to make the computers. But the quick solution, as I said before, to actually get all of these producing all the time is to pop down an awesome sink and then feed the output from here. Yeah, I'm going to need iron rods. I will be back in just a moment once I've headed back to base and gotten some iron rods. And that will teach me for not making sure I've got a stack of everything before I head out. I don't think I can get that to go up, so what I might do, see if, no, okay. I think, no, I can't actually get that to connect to there. Oh, I can get it to go there. It's going the wrong, oh, because this is a merger, not a splitter. Okay, fine. Let us quickly try putting in a splitter. There. Doesn't like it. Okay. So, splitter. There. Oh, it does not want to connect to that. And then this is too tight to not put it there. So, what we'll do is we will just move the storage container back a bit to about there. Then we can move the splitter to be here. Change that to a splitter. Perfect. And then we can just dump all of these into there. And done. Perfect. Now, you splitter. Let's go there. Cool. So that will go into there. That will go into there. And then we can put that there. Perfect. Now we are just going to need a power line from somewhere, such as here, to power that awesome sink. Good. And so then this line here should back up because that's completely full. And once it has backed up, then all of the rubber will be going into our awesome sink, producing a bit of coupons for us, but also making sure that we're constantly making that heavy oil residue. And then that heavy oil residue gets turned into fuel, and then the fuel is powering, as I was saying, so we've got 40 per minute here, and then these use 12 per minute. So we can do, well, arguably we can do 3 and a bit, but I think the best option is to just do 3 for now. And then we're also going to need to build some more power poles on the back here to actually get this up and running. Perfect. And then might as well go do the rest of these so that we can expand it in future. Ooh. There and there. Perfect. And so that should get this one running. 1, 2, 3. There should be enough fuel. You've got a fuel generator. There's fuel in this line. There's no fuel in this line for some reason. Something's wrong with that connector. Oh. How did that happen? Let's try and put that onto the end there. Good. And then this gets to connect to there. And we've now got fuel coming in, we've got fuel coming in, and boom. 450 megawatts now being produced from fuel as an infinite on top of the coal that we were already producing. Perfect. So now one thing we can do is we can go back to our main base and get rid of and turn back on the awesome sinks that we turned off previously. And then after that, we probably want to see what the next milestone we have to unlock is. Because arguably that didn't wind up taking anywhere near as long as I would have expected. Unfortunately, that particular hypertube entrance always seems to be quite slow once I run into it. I feel like maybe setting up a hypertube cannon there could be useful. But we almost seem to speed up once we are then through in this section. So Maybe it just has difficulty going up and has to go slower. I'm not quite sure what causes that slow speed in the hypertubes. I thought it was just whatever speed you enter it at, it maintains that speed throughout, but maybe not. Maybe there is some variability based on the direction that it's headed. Anyway, let us quickly pop down here, go see what the gods want from us in order to progress. So we've got fuel, and we can work on building more fuel generators later. But let's get a jetpack up and running. We don't have any packaged fuel. We could, however, easily get the monorail up and running. Let us grab the materials we are going to need to work on the monorail. It looks like we're out of plastic here, because that whole line there is meant to be full of plastic. There we go. And so because we're out of plastic, it has stopped producing computers. But there should be about 29 sitting there, which is enough, because we only needed 25, because we already had 25 in our inventory. Perfect. And then over here, this looks like it's run out of steel pipes. So we'll be able to throw some more steel pipes in there, and it's getting low on screws. So it is going to stop making our heavy modular frames soon, but again, it's got enough for us to do the next step of our construction. And I'll just hand feed it some more screws and some more steel pipes. Speaking of, I'd need to grab some more steel pipes and steel beams in order to fulfill this monorail train technology requirement. So if we pop over here, we can quickly grab here. There you go, that's more than 600. We only need 500, and then here we need at least 600, and I'll grab some more steel pipes so we can throw them into the heavy modular frame build. Pop down here, and we've got the monorail. Perfect. Now let me just grab some more screws.
Buildings and vehicles needed for long-range transportation has been made available. In addition to built-in power conduction, rails-based transit ensures increased efficiency and reliability for both the transport of pioneers and cargo.
So popping in over here, that can have some more screws. Over here, that can have, we'll give it 800 more. Perfect. And then over here, I already fed plastic in. There's some spare screws sitting there, and then this is going to continue running. Perfect. Now, in order to get trains up and running, we're going to need, I think, more than that. We've got enough computers to make a electric locomotive. We don't need any for the freight cars, but we do need 8 for each train station, plus additionals for the freight platforms. And it looks like the signals as well use either the circuit boards or the computers. So I think probably the priority is to get automated the production of computers and even the heavy modular frames, because we're going to need a substantial number of computers in order to properly build our railway infrastructure. But at least to start with, 8 will allow us to build 1 railway station. Another 8 will allow us to make a second railway station, and then we can make a locomotive using another 5. The question is whether that would actually be useful, because it could basically allow us to take 1 resource to 1 location. I'm going to have to spend a bit of time thinking about that. However, let's quickly take a look. The jetpack, I said the only thing we were short on for the jetpack was the packaged fuel. and the packaged fuel we can easily make with this here, the alternate fluid transport recipe, which we've got what we need, except we need to go grab some more plastic. And while we're at it, some more wire, which is easy because we've got lots of wire just sitting here. But we have to pop quickly back over to our plastic and rubber build to get some more plastic. And we'll grab some more plastic so we can refill there. You can see those 2 stacks have already been fully consumed. And welcome back. Now we should have everything we can do, everything we need to do this alternate fluid transport milestone. But the problem is, the pod is still 10 minutes away. I don't know that there is really anything for us to work on at the moment until we have these technologies unlocked. As I say, we could automate the computer, but that's basically going to require us bringing the plastic back to the base. We could get started on actually working on phase 3 and completing that, because we've got all of the unlocks that we actually need. So let's see what we need to do to get Versatile Framework. Oh, what's happening there? So Versatile Framework is going to require steel beams and modular frames. Well, we've actually got both of those already. So we could easily set up a assembler around the back here, just making, because I've got this the wrong way around, the most appropriate place is actually right about there, and then that can allow me to output to there. Good. Now this one will be making Versatile Framework, which will require modular frames and steel beams. Well, we've got both those, and system, think we're encroaching on the hub here. Yeah, we are. So let's go one to the side, perfect, and then we can put the other one there, whatever. Good. And then we just need to put steel beams and modular frames into these 2 containers. It's going to use 12 steel beams each and 1 modular frame to make 2 versatile frameworks. So what we'll do, we'll grab 100 modular frames, and which is 2 stacks. Well, yeah, 100 modular frames and 12 stacks of steel beams. I don't think that adds up, because 1 stack of steel beams is 200 modular frames stacked to 50. So, but we need 12 to 1, and so 200 divide 12 times 50. That doesn't work out, does it? 200 divide 50. We need 4 stacks of modular frames per one that we want to make. And let's say divide 12 times 100. No, that definitely didn't work out. So 50 modular frames means we're going to need, so 50 times 12, we're going to need 3 stacks for each modular frame stack. We can pull that off quite easily, popping over here. So 3 stacks of steel beams per 1 modular frame stack. So I don't know if we've got enough inventory space for... We don't. Let's get rid of some copper sheets, and then that way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will be enough. No, it won't, because we need... Actually, no, we need 6. That's what I just figured out, isn't it? Yeah, we need 6 stacks of this in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And then that will allow us to make, well, 200 versatile framework. We're going to need to make 2,500, So I think this is something that we will actually automate in time, like properly automate once we decentralize everything. But for the time being, this will at least get them crafting. And this is going to need 30 per minute and 2.5 per minute, so it's fine just sitting there with just that recipe. I did say before that we could go and turn back on the awesome sinks. So let's go do that. Nice and quick to do, because all we need to do is basically pop in here. And there's the awesome sink. It just needs a line feeding into it. Good. And that'll turn both of those lines back on. I thought I heard a power outage. And back here, same thing. Oh my God, the mess. The mess is real. And then here we just need to basically combine these. Perfect. I've got that awesome sink up and running. And I think I never turned off this one behind here, but I think there's another one. I feel like I turned off 3 of them. The other one might just have been the one back at the base here. Because downstairs here, I also turned off the one that was being fed with these low-cost items. Yeah, and so all we need to do is run that belt to there. And it'll be full of items. Now, I'm not quite sure if that's properly balancing. Although it does look like it's broken because it's overloaded with iron rods, so it should sort itself out, I think. But there we go. We've got our awesome sinks back on. We've got plastic and rubber being produced, and as well as fuel. We've got the computers being produced, except this has run out of copper sheets, which is this guy here. Perfect. And we've got heavy modular frames being produced, although just as we get here, I see that it's run out of encased beams and modular frames. So very easy to get those up and running again. But effectively, this is what I've been doing to babysit these, to get them making the computers and heavy modular frames that they've made so far. And it just takes time. It takes time and not even effort, just attention. For the most part, it can sort of be done in between other things though. So, like, yeah, I think last time I said I was going to play some other games while waiting for these to occur. But let's just quickly pop in here, and this guy here I think was the encased industrial beams. Doesn't quite matter which one's which actually, but and then this guy over here was the modular frames. Good. And then that should refill those, and then it's just a matter of the screws, which I can never really keep up with. It's doing 200 per minute. And then this guy here will just get some copper sheets, and we've got, of course, our copper sheet production over here that I haven't hooked up to the hypertubes, but very easily can pop in over here and grab some more copper sheets. Perfect. Now, as this episode is coming to a close, I do note that I do want to say apologies. It feels like I haven't actually achieved all that much, but the big thing was, of course, unlocking the fuel generators. That's not going to work. And now that we've unlocked the trains as well, that will be definitely a big project. Probably most of the building the train network will be done off screen, but at least the initial start of it I will do with you guys. And it will definitely free up a lot of ability for us. I've got copper sheets in my inventory. And then of course we'll also look to expand the fuel generation system the best that we can. I know that the pod is back, so let's just quickly pop over here, and the next thing we're going to unlock is alternative fluid transport. Let's throw everything into there, and I think we can wait until next episode to hit that button. Thank you for watching, stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.